And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to England Air Park here for Grace Christian and Alexandria Senior High School. A little local rivalry that's in here, District 2 5A. Alexandria Senior High School Trojans picked up a win early in this one in Game 1 versus Shudrant. They did it 10-0 run rule in the 6th inning. And so getting ready to get things going now. They're going to go down to the field for the starting lineups and the anthem in this one. So join us for Grace Christian Baseball at Alexandria Senior High School. All right, there you have it. We will meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest, this evening's contest. For the Ash Trojans, they will lead off John Baraha. He plays right field, number 5, batting second, number 14, playing third base, Hayden Eckstein. Center fielder, number 17, Drew Tomlin, will bat third, batting cleanup, number 2, center fielder Chris Clark. Out at first base, the Trojan quarterback, number 4, Joe Bordelon. Matthew Crenshaw will find the hill for Coach Briggs' Trojans on the evening. Drayton Barron will get the start in left field, where number 1. Second base is Daniel Crenshaw. Where's number 7? And doing the duties behind the dish tonight for the Trojans, number 21, catcher Braden Rashell. For your Warriors, number 42, Carson Courtright will play center field. 32, Luke Johnson plays third. Canyon Wright bats third and plays first base. Cody Davis behind the dish for the Warriors. Seth Cook will get the start at second base and bat fifth. Maddox Adelise will play shortstop, his normal role where he's been throughout this early year. Bat sixth. Jack Powell played second base last night, made some nifty plays. We will see him on the hill tonight for the Warriors. Designated hitter batting eighth, number 13, Micah Palmer. He hits for the right fielder, number 28, Lane Barton. And in left field, number 7, Aiden Cook. Resetting things defensively for the Trojans for the Warriors in left field, Aiden Cook. Center field, Carson Courtright. Right field is Lane Barton. At third base, Luke Johnson. Your Warriors shortstop, number 9, Maddox Adelise. At second base, Seth Cook. First base, Canyon Wright. And the battery tonight for your Grace Christian Warriors behind the dish is Cody Davis. And on the hill for the first time this season in the regular season, albeit just Game 2, is Jack Powell. There you have it. Welcome out to a beautiful night of baseball. And I have to do some house cleaning before we do anything. So we welcome the new sponsor. And the only thing worse than forgetting to welcome your sponsor is to call the sponsor by the wrong name. So I called her Kelly the whole night last night, but it is Kimberly Cunningham Harrell. Kimberly Cunningham Harrell, certified real estate appraiser, serving the greater central Louisiana area. 318-447-1313. Make sure that you give Kimberly, not Kelly, a call. And that's at Real Estate Appraisals and Consulting by Kimberly Cunningham Harrell, and we'll refer to that throughout the night. So she's going to get a lot of makeup through the evening, Chuck, because of that. And want to welcome in Chuck Perkins, does all of our producing and everything. Beautiful night, not near as windy as it was on our night here Monday, actually.
And this near hour later starter than their last game has made it nice because the sun has now set down behind the clouds. Nightfall is starting to come in. The dusk, if you will, has set. The lights are on the field. Nice illumination. Just that sky's going to darken a little bit more, create another scene to be seen here.
Stepping in for the Trojans, another one of those members of the football team, John Barajas, will stand in there. Had a beautiful pick-six touchdown that sealed a game for him earlier in the year, and he takes that Jack Powell offering up high. Bats from the left side, as you see. And Coach Briggs and this group with a 10-0 run rule in the sixth over Shudrint in the game just before this one. Powell, the right-hander, sets and delivers. And that one hits Barajas, and he'll find his way down to first base. And not how you want to start out with a hit by pitch. Caden Eckstein, KK Eckstein, will stand in there ready to go. He is the third baseman, just a freshman, I believe. He stands in from that left side. You see a lot of lefties out here. I believe that Crenshaw, their pitcher, is a lefty as well. Early on in this one, big shout out to Valex Federal Credit Union for being our title sponsor all season long. Check them out at valexfcu.org. Eckstein calls time, and he'll step out of the box to kind of get an idea. And that's just that game that you see of slow down and play tempo and force what you have.
If you can get anybody off kilter just a little bit is that cat and mouse game they're playing.
That one misses. Ball one. You see a big difference in last night as the outfielders played way over to pull last night behind Seth. Thought that they were played to hit opposite field. That one in there for a strike, and it evens things up at a ball and a strike. I think that's what you have, isn't it, Chucky? Yes. You see that on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down in the bottom left-hand corner. Big thanks out to those folks. If you're looking for something to do, check out Red River Athletic Conference Tournament. Men's and women's basketball. A little bit of a pitch out there is called. It'll be at the Coliseum tomorrow. And the early game of the day, Chuck, 8 a.m. I'll be on the call for that one. It is LSUA against Louisiana Christian University.
You'll be talking, and I'll be talking tomorrow at that time, too. I'll be in the classroom talking.
How they put that game at 8 a.m., I have no idea. But their big money-making game. That one is smoked over to Canyon, and he's got it. Steps on first in time for the double play. Barajas has doubled off. Score that one unassisted, and then the double play, one unassisted as well. So Eckstein is responsible for out number one, and then Barajas doubled off is out number two. And a beautiful play by Canyon, and I can tell you that will be firmly in our highlight reel tonight. Outfield swings the other way now as Drew Tomlin, the center fielder for the Trojans, stands in there ready to go. Powell, very happy that he got throws a nice little off-speed pitch, and it is swung through for strike one. Well, Canyon Wright, the sophomore, had the home run, got it up into the breeze, but it goes over to the building. Chuck said saw a home run from the Trojans that went up on the building earlier tonight, too.
It did.
That one misses outside. Beautiful night for baseball. February weather, it is not. No. But we'll take it. It's probably 10, 15 degrees warmer and zero wind. You saw that on the flag during the national anthem. Jack peers in, rocks back and fires this one, taps the foot a little bit and delivers. Up high, 2 balls and a strike. Boy, Eckstein hit that one right on the screws, but right at Canyon. And Barajas was off and running, and the speed that he's got would have scored from first on a ball down the line. Here's the delivery from Jack. That one swung through and missed. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Tomlin third batter that Jack has faced here in the top of the first. One reached and then was retired on the double play. That one bounces out in front of Davis, and he's able to knock it down. Wouldn't have mattered if it got past him, but he'll take the work, fills the count up. After a big double play like that, you want to come back out and get this out and not extend that inning any.
Definitely. I mean, and that just kind of puts a little icing on the top of your cupcake.
Powell rocks and fires, delivers the 3-2 offering, misses down low and away, and that is the second free pass. First one was a hit by pitch to Barajas, and that one now Tomlin by the walk. Chris Clark, the center fielder, saw him play several years for the Trojans in football as well. Number of football players. Joe is on there.
No throwback, but it made him hurry back.
Clark stands in there, will play center field. Certainly a great ball player. Playing center field and batting cleanup, that's a pretty good indication to his athleticism, which we have seen throughout the years. I think I got a bug in my throat earlier.
Well, by golly.
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them out here. Slow on the call after that bug in the throat, but I think we've got it worked out now. This is Ash and Grace Christian. Game 2 of 3 tonight. Big weekend in the Louisiana Prep Classic. That one misses up high and away, and Jack grateful for that line out double play because he has been around the strike zone for the first and third hitters. And now here with Clark as well, who stands in there from the right side. Powell comes set, ready to deliver this offering to Cody Davis, and it misses low, and 3 balls and no strikes, and that may draw a visit from Brown. It won't take long to get out there just to settle him a little bit. You got the hard-hitting Joe Bordelon waiting on deck.
Got to believe he's got a good eye-to-bat ratio there or combination.
Here's the delivery from Powell as he stares in at the 3-0 count. Clark taking all the way, and that is delivered for strike 1. Outfield swung all the way around. Right fielder is just right in front of where we are in this one is Barton. Jack quickly checks the runner Tomlin and now comes set. Snap throw back over to first, not in time, just kind of an attention getter, if you will. So back to that double play, score that one unassisted on both sides, lined out to the first baseman, and then first baseman takes it and taps the bag if you're scoring at home. 2 down, top of the first. Runner on first is off and going. Davis with a shot down and going to beat the runner by 2 steps, and that is just Cody Davis doing what Cody Davis does. Chris Clark will lead things off in the top half of the second. When we come back, Tomlin is erased for the 3rd out and a caught stealing. Due up for the Warriors in the bottom half of the first. It is Carson Courtright, Luke Johnson, Canyon Wright when we come back.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Back for the bottom of the first, and Jack Powell survives a couple of walks, a hit by pitch to the leadoff batter, and a base on balls, but a double play and a caught stealing will help you out of a lot of things. Center fielder Carson Courtwright stands in as soon as the official gets back in spot. They're doing a little bit of
there they are.
discussion on the left-hand side over there. Not, I don't know where he went, Chuck. Oh, there they.
See one official. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's home plate umpire, and
there he is coming in. From the Warriors. Dugout.
Yeah, may have went and got him a shot of water or something, fixed his mask, who knows.
Hot dog, hamburger,
Needless,
fries,
right, that'd work. Need my buddy Keith Stokes out here, and he'd have us a cheeseburger out here, but he is in Arkansas.
What?
Yeah, he's up there. He's watching the game, so big shout-out to probably the Warriors' biggest fan, and Keith Stokes. Big shout-out to my buddy. A lot of miles on the road we took following these Warriors back in 13, 14, 15, or 15, 16, anyway, back then. Courtwright takes that one outside for ball one. You'd like to see the Warriors get something going, maybe scratch a couple across off of Matthew Crenshaw here in the first. The lefty sits and deals. First time that we've seen a lefty throw. We've only covered a couple of games.
Yeah, we saw one of that last game we had where they brought a lefty in.
Courtwright reached via a couple of base on balls the other night. Was 0 for 3 on the night, but scored a run and had an RBI on that bases-loaded walk, and now he's looking to grind one out. Consummate leadoff hitter in a long line of them for the Warriors throughout the years, but Courtwright fills that role very well. He's got good power from the leadoff spot. And then he has a good eye of the strike zone. Of course, he was taking there at 3-0. Your leadoff man's not going to be hacking 3-0, I can assure you that.
No. It's a good strike on the outside, upper part, upper mid part of the strike zone.
Crenshaw stares in, delivers the 3-1, and that one is smoked over to first, bobbled around, kicked around, and that's going to be an error by Joe Bordelon that allows Carson Courtwright to get back onto base, and they'll score that E3. Luke Johnson now will come in and bat from the right side. We told you he was a switch hitter. Unless he doesn't move over, and he may be just focusing on this side. Saw him switch hit a lot through the years, but this would be a prime opportunity to turn around, and he's not going to do that. He'll stay and bat from the left side. We've told you Courtwright likes to get a couple of stolen bases out of this. Takes a pretty good lead. Crenshaw, though, looking right at him. It's a little different, Chuck, with a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher, because you're reading back foot on a right-handed pitcher. Well, the left-handed pitcher's looking right at you, so you don't have anything to read because he'll lift that front leg up. And what you're taught early on is you're going first motion off of it. So you're basically guessing, but you've got to commit and go once you do it. So we'll follow that matchup throughout the evening. There's a delivery right here where we're looking, but Barajas is coming up, and he's going to glove that. And that will be the first out. Hit on a line, but right at Barajas in right field. Canyon comes up and had a brief conversation with him, and he said, keep you wearing them shades all throughout the year. I said, you keep hitting them out, and I'll keep wearing them. And there's a good chance that he'll keep up his end of it. Canyon Wright came in and pitched 4 innings last night and got the save in that one in relief of Seth Cook. Canyon stands in. You saw about 1,300 views of his home run. That one misses low. Ball 1. Wright, Davis, and Cook standing in the wings waiting to do this one. That was a good shot by Johnson, but right at Barajas. He played on it well. Standing in, ready to go is Canyon. Takes that big open stance, the bat lifted high, but will settle into a ready position. And the ball back over to first base. Bordelon retrieves that when Courtright reached on the error. It was a hard smash to Bordelon and bounced around and kicked it into the infield. Was unable to get the speedy Courtright heading down the line. Canyon looks in. Crenshaw ready to deliver to him. And Canyon takes that one in there for strike one. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. One down here, bottom of the first. Already a couple of hard-hit baseballs on both sides of it, but the defenses have been steady to it. The line shot to Barajas, and then the one to Canyon back in the top of the first. That one is delivered up to down the left field line and stayed back on that one a little bit. Almost looked like he went early on it, but was able to muscle that through the infield for the Knights' first base hit for the Warriors. He's down at first base, and that will send Courtright just to second base. Cody Davis, the catcher for the Warriors, stands in there. Cody goes 2 for 4 on the night last night, added a walk, so reached base 3 times. Did the Warrior catcher. Didn't see him in the scrimmage because of that sickness, but when regular season rolled around, he was ready to go. Davis stands in there. Crenshaw delivery is in there, strike one. Want to welcome all of our fans that have watched. A lot of these folks have followed the Trojans all year through football season, where we were each and every Friday night. But if you're new to it, just following the baseball, we invite you to check us out on our YouTube page, like and subscribe that one. And make sure you ring the notification bell, and you'll know whenever we go live, which is a bunch. That one misses outside. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. If you're watching over on football Facebook, we have posted a link to our Boxcast and our YouTube. The compression's just not as much as it on YouTube or on Facebook. We invite you to hop on over there. Facebook likes to shut us down when this walk-up music plays. So for uninterrupted broadcast, follow one of those 2 links. Here's the delivery. Looking back at second, and it has Courtright diving in as crashing in was Tomlin, the shortstop, but no throw. And Crenshaw and Powell throw about in the same pace. This is certainly not one of those where the pitcher grabs and gets back. A lot of times when you see a pitcher that has to use finesse to throw the ball and to pitch, a lot of times they work and try to keep tempo in their favor. Crenshaw comes set, stares back at the runner at second, now delivers. That one misses up high. And, Chuck, we talked about it last night, and you saw it when they stare back at the runner at second base, stare back, and then hold as long as they can and deliver. Sometimes that pitch is left up high because as your eyes go, your delivery goes.
They don't bring that head around quick enough because they're trying to hold that runner as much as possible.
Just as long as they can. 2-1 delivery coming from Crenshaw. Cody swings through that one, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good hack at it, but equally as solid was the pitch. Left-handed pitching Crenshaw stands in, gets the sign, set to deliver and does. That one misses low, and that will fill things up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Second full count here as Courtright drew the bases loaded walk back to lead things, or actually had the bases loaded when he reached on the error. The count was full. I'll get this correct. I think that bug has affected my brain. I have bug brain.
Bug brain. I got a story to tell you.
No, not going to do it.
It's not a joke. It's an actual story.
Full count coming from Crenshaw. Delivers this one. And that one is in there at the bottom half of the strike zone. Pretty pitch from Crenshaw that finds Davis taking that one for out number 2. And that will bring Seth Cook last night's winning pitcher, had a couple of base hits on the night.
So my story real quick before he gets up there, I was out here setting up just before the game or, while the other one was going on. Got everything set up, my turn alert, and there's bird poop on my keyboard of my computer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I was like, really?
Well,
and
it's a good news, bad news situation, too, though. It could have been a foot to the left and been on you.
This is true. This is true.
Seth Cook stands in, ready to go, the Warriors' second baseman on the evening. I think he's probably played just about every position out here for the Warriors throughout his years. Looking back at Courtright, nothing doing. Again, had Tomlin crashing into second base. He and Daniel Crenshaw doing a little bit of flashing there of the runner at second, trying to keep Courtright close so he doesn't score on a base hit to the outfield.
You can see him right there hugging around that base.
That one swung through again, and the timing off just a little bit on these Warrior hitters as they're swinging through that pitch from Crenshaw. Matthew Crenshaw on the hill. 2 down, so on contact, Courtright and Wright will be moving. Good chance for Courtright to score on a base hit to the outfield because there are 2 outs.
Much needed they would like to have right now as well.
Checking Canyon back over at first, making sure he's not trying to get a little bit of a head start over there. And really no reason for him to be going anywhere.
No, but he has a pretty good lead off, so they're just trying to keep him honest, I guess.
Well, and normally your first baseman is playing off. He's not holding the runner on, so it was a good job sneaking back in behind it. That one is lifted out here where we're at, but Barajas is there for his second putout of the night. Also a fly out to right field, third out of the night. Warriors get 1 base hit, leave 2 runners on, but score no runs. Due up for the Trojans. Again, you'll see Chris Clark go back and bat. Joe Bordelon and Matthew Crenshaw due up top of the second. We'll be back. You're watching as Trojans Grace Christian Warriors on 446 Sports.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Back to the top of the second. Warriors, Trojans doing battle here. This is a Louisiana Prep Classic. 3 days of baseball. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll cover all 3 of the Warriors games. In this one, Chris Clark, who had a 3-1 count on him when Tomlin was thrown out stealing. And again, has the outfield swung around to pull. That one is ripped down the line and foul. And Chuck, you might have, no. Look, that gets me every time. You certainly are. There's one. He's got to hit it this way for it to get to us. This matchup favors the batter because he has seen that pitcher just an at-bat ago.
Right, and got a fresh set of downs, if you will.
Right. That one just misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. That if Clark decides to pull the trigger on that one, he's going to have a lot of room on this left side as the shift is definitely on. Seth Cook playing directly behind second base at the infield, as that infield has 3 people on the right side of second base. Nifty little off-speed pitch there, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Clark. Jack Powell, again, who has been so solid defensively for the Warriors in the couple of games that we've seen him, set to deliver the 1-2 offering. Misses that one down low and evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clearly can tell when Chuck takes a headset off because he doesn't mute it.
Oh.
And you hear that rambling and wrestling around. Here's the 2-2 offering from Powell. That one misses down low and looked like it was staying up, but now that is the 9th pitch thrown to Chris, going back to that original bat in the top of the first. We play top 2. Full count delivery. And watches that one go down low for ball 4. 3rd free base of the evening. And Chris Clark certainly a speedy one, so keep an eye on him. Outfield, infield, make the shift the other way. And now you've got Adelise on the left side of second base as we're looking in. He's on the second base side of second base, the first base side of it, for the left-handed hitting Joe Bordelon. Very dangerous hitter in Bordelon. Look, we did that Ash Pineville game last year on the finale of the season, and that bunch out in the outfield were giving Joe grief the entire time, and he homered right where they were at, and he just smiled and waved as he ran around the bases. That one right down Main Street, pumps that in there for strike 1. Yeah, you got to be careful. Joe can certainly turn on one from that left side. Chris Clark, the runner at first. The only one on the right side of the field is Luke Johnson, the third baseman on the right side of the infield. And then Aiden Cook out in left field is shading more to center. But right in front of us, Carson is to the left side of the bag as well. So definitely playing these hitters to pull. The shift will be on throughout the bulk of the night. Joe squares around to bunt, but pulls back, and the pitch misses high. Ball and a strike, nobody down. Leadoff hitter Chris Clark walked. And that's the 3rd free base. A double play and a caught stealing have saved the Warriors tonight. Any damage? There's a snap throw over to first that sends not only Clark back, but first base coach ducking a little bit as well as Powell zipped that one over there. Quickly, Luke Johnson going to go over there and have a couple of words for his pitcher, and will ease back now into his position. Beautiful night is descending upon us. Still that amber mix in the sky out over the trees nearest the airport. And set to deliver the 1-1 offering. Again, squaring around a bunt.
Fake throw down.
Davis thought about the throw down. I have to start remembering my glasses on these night games for sure.
Some binoculars.
Yeah, then I got to hold them the whole night. 2-1 the count, top of the second. We play scoreless game 2 of the Louisiana Prep Classic. They will play at Ash and at Grace tomorrow. So you'll see those games Friday and Saturday. Ash and Grace Christian, the hosts, and good to see them squaring off in this one. It's just good for the area to see local teams playing. We've talked about that forever.
A lot to offer in our central Louisiana area here.
Powell delivers a nice off-speed curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bordelon as he watched that one come right through. You know, mixing the big hitters for the Trojans along with a lot of off-speed pitching is what leads to this shift that's on here. 2-2 delivery. Powell comes set. Checks the runner over at first, who is Clark, and then steps off and wants to give it another little bit of a look. You know that Clark will be off and running, and got speed to burn. He can really get around the base paths. There's the delivery, and it's off the foot, fouled off the foot. Again, the Warriors make one change. That game tomorrow night is, we said, Chuck, also at 5:30, 5:45?
5:15 is what I have.
5:15.
And that's all tentative because we're tournament, yes.
As they get behind. But one programming adjustment is the game from the 1:15 game Saturday moved back to 11 a.m. Saturday morning. That Northwest game tomorrow, they will play Shudrint? No, not Shudrint. They play Leesville tomorrow. That's right.
And then Northwest is
the Wampus Cats
Saturday,
tomorrow. Here's the delivery from Powell in a long time between pitches. Just human rain delay is what's going on out here in this one with he and Crenshaw on the hill.
And with the temperature, it might be a little bit of sweat falling.
Right? Just both of these pitchers just slow it down. Here's the delivery, we think, from Powell, and is swung on, driven out to Barton. Going to come up, and he lets it hop in front of him. Now he's got to chase it down. Clark flying around. He's going to be held at third. Ball now, nobody's there to get it, and Clark's going to come around to score. Error on the throw. Error on the throw number 2, and that's going to get Bordelon over to third, so we'll sort that out for you. Coming up quickly as the senior leader that he is, Carson Courtright goes over there to Barton and tells him, say, look, that's all right. So Bordelon, you're going to score him with the base hit because it hit right in front, did not touch the glove on there. Clark will come around to score. Bordelon ends up at third. There were 2 errors on that play, both of them throwing, and Coach Brown is going to gather his Warrior infielders together. And so we didn't see who the errors were on, but it was 2 throwing errors that were on there, so that won't come into play. But all of the runs will still be unearned, as it will be earned, as it did not come with the 2-out situation. But needless to say, Clark flying all the way around, put some pressure on this Warrior defense, and the Trojans now have scored their 11th run, 10 in that first game, 1 now here in the top of the second. No RBI on that one for Bordelon, and it'll bring the left-handed pitcher Matthew Crenshaw to the plate now that is broken up. Again, check out some highlights coming overnight sometime, perhaps in the morning. You'll see them on our YouTube page, and then we'll get them adjusted. So if you want to catch the highlights of it or rewatch any of the games that we've ever done, zip on over to 446 Sports on our YouTube page. Crenshaw stands in there from the left side. Left-handed pitcher. That one is in there for a strike from Powell. So just the one base hit, and that one perhaps could have been snagged there coming up on it, but it's tough out here, and the ball within got behind Barton. But again, you talk about the senior leadership of Carson Courtright to go over there and talk to the youngster. There you see him on your screen now, and still giving words of encouragement and insight to Barton. So great piece of team play there. Powell looks over at Bordelon. Throws in now to Crenshaw, and that one misses, evens things up at a ball and a strike. Just going to have to play error-free baseball, mistake-free baseball to beat this 5A team here, as the Class B Warriors, who aren't afraid of anyone, will come in there. That one is in there for strike 2. You get down 6, 7, 8, 9. Those hitters are stacked at the top for the Trojans. But up and down the lineup, they'll be able to hit the ball. We know that. And that hits a two-strike hit by pitch, and that is that'll drive you coach crazy. Drayton Barron, the left fielder for the Trojans, will stand in there. Fine young man Drayton is. Attends church there at One Life with us. So,
nice.
Yeah, great family. Don't know where Chuck is going with that camera unless he's white balancing again.
Yes.
Three cameras, and as night falls, you have to make the adjustments on it. Barron stands in there, runners at first and third, nobody out. Barron looking to do some damage and add to this Trojan lead. Instead, he bunts that one up in the air and right to where Cody Davis is. And yes, I do this for as a job, so you wouldn't expect me to bobble around my words, but the errors are flowing from the back of the truck as well. So that is a pop out to the catcher for out number one. Runners stay where they're at.
And they're swapping.
And they're swapping, and they're sending Aiden Cook over to left field, and I believe, or to right field, and I believe they will make those switches perhaps as left and right batters go to play into the pull and into the shift. This is Daniel Crenshaw. Saw him on that Trojan football team as well. Played defense there, kicked a little bit, and that one is twisted the other way. Diving in and making the snag is there, and that is Adelise, who we told you was shifted all the way around to the first base side of second, has to range way to his right to make that grab, and does. Give that a line out to 6. So line out to your shortstop, out number 2, and Braden Raschel, the catcher for the Trojans, will stand in there representing the 9-hole hitter. And quickly, there's the shift once again that sends Cook over to left field. And Cook is going to be the most tired player before this night is over because he sprints over there, and they'll switch him based on right-handed, left-handed hitters. You know, if Coach Briggs picks up on that, he could have moved his in alternated right, left, but he stacks his left-handed hitters. There's a timeout call towards the top of the lineup.
Well, this one thing for these left fielder and right fielder, if they've kind of earned themselves, if they make any mistakes at practice or at school, their running is already done, so they're banking.
Oh, they should be in shape. That's correct. Thought about moving on it late. Held up well, did Raschel, and he takes that one for ball 1. Again, 446 Sports brought to you by Valex Federal Credit Union. They are a title sponsor all year long. You see the other sponsors rotating up in that top corner. We'll have our graphic tomorrow, Chuck. I'll get that to you for Kimberly Cunningham Harrell Certified Real Estate Appraisal, so we can get her up in that as well. And they've got a commercial that they're going to get to us. They're going to be with us all season long, and they are the sponsors of our coaches show, which normally will be on Sunday nights, but this Saturday we're going to do it out here at the field after game number 3 of this weekend set. So stay tuned. Off and running. They'll throw down now, trying to get a runner hung up. They'll make the tag. Oh, they're calling him safe, and that's going to score the run. And Adelise is beside himself there. So a little bit of a trickeration going on. The stolen base is there. Bordelon will come around to score the second run. And it's a ball and a strike on the batter. Coach Brown, we've got to believe, will come out and have a little bit of a conversation there, thinking that his guy had put the tag on. You see him standing there. That is E.J. Scott that has come in to run. And we're a tag away from that run because the out would have been made prior to that run scoring.
Right.
But nothing doing. And Raschel now stands in. He hits from the right side. Coming set is Powell. Oh, I thought he was out of that inning, but 2-0 lead for the Trojans. This delivery misses low, and 2 balls on a strike. Glad you joined us this week for a whole lot of baseball and basketball and softball and a lot of it. This is why we are Central Louisiana's leader in high school sports coverage here at 446 Sports. We invite you to like and subscribe our YouTube page or our Facebook page. Give us a follow wherever you're watching. If you do catch it on YouTube, hit that notification bell, and you'll know whenever. Although the bell's going to be dinging like a hotel lobby with no teller there, just ding, 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 because of the number of times that we go like a hotel lobby, I said.
Hotel lobby.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Got to work on my game just a little bit from announcer school. I listened to the great Lynn Rollins, and he's got an analogy for everything. So real amazing broadcast talent, Lynn Rollins, and even more great of a friend. And so we appreciate any time we get an opportunity to speak with the great Lynn Rollins. Here's the delivery. That one misses up high, and another free base. And that's to the 9-hole hitter, and you absolutely couldn't do that because that will cause the shift in the outfield. Now, wouldn't that be something if Barajas was the switch hitter and he chose to switch around and go to the other side? He does not. Stands in there from the left side, ready to go, and that chases Aiden Cook over to left. Trojans have struck for 2 from the middle part of their order. That leadoff hitter, I mean, their 4-hole hitter was the one that had scored. That's Clark. He and Bordelon have scored. Couple of base runners, couple of outs in between there, and Powell leaves that one up high, and quickly Cody Davis is going to go in and talk to him. But you've got to be very, very careful about just letting up and trying to aim one here, because either of or any of these top 4 or 5 batters can turn one around on you in a hurry. Chuck, we might be in line for with these left-handed hitters. We're right in the power alley.
You are absolutely right.
You got to remember, protecting the camera is key here.
Okay, I'll throw you up there.
Right. Powell set to deliver the 1-0 offering. Again, 2 down, top of the second. 2 runs already in. And not really sure where that one missed, but it's out of the strike zone for ball 2. Nifty little curveball comes in what we thought was the top half of the strike zone.
Yep, looked like it came right across that corner.
But again, I've already made a comment about not having my glasses, and we are some 300-plus feet away. Didn't see it on the monitor. I have to work instant replay back into baseball, Chuck. I don't know if you needed another thing to do. Into baseball.
Okay.
Into baseball. Again, the shift on defensively. Adelise holding the runner on. He's the shortstop. That one misses outside. And I don't know how much longer Coach Brown will go with Powell in this one, as he is issued 4 free passes. I'd like to see him get out of this one, but no activity in the Warrior bullpen either means the pitcher is out on the field or he's sticking with Powell.
Here he comes making the walk.
And that loads the bases. That base on balls. Barajas was hit by a pitch in the first and now issued a base on balls, and that will bring Eckstein to the plate. Saw him play freshman quarterback for the team this year, and played a little in the JV also. Played on some kickoff for the varsity, so expect a lot of things out of Eckstein during his 4-year career. Bases loaded for the freshman third baseman, and he takes that one down low. Davis able to knock that down. Lined out to first base. That's what hit it right on the screws over to Canyon at first base. Canyon was able to glove it and step on first for the double play. But you saw the speed and the power in the bat of Eckstein. That one gets around to the wall, nobody going anywhere. And Crenshaw not really chancing anything.
Not a deep backstop either. It's kind of an oddly shaped one if you're not familiar with it.
Correct, but if you are, you read it, and no, sometimes that ball gets stuck down under that padding that is there to protect the baseballs from that brick wall that is of the press box is right there. That one in there for a strike and had Had to wait a minute on the call, but it was there. 2 balls and a strike. If you are the Trojans, you need a base hit. You want to add to this 2 runs already, but the Warriors need to shut it down here and crank the bats up. Very slow-moving game here. That's why you don't like to be the late game. Good curveball. Misses somewhere again. And 3 balls and a strike. And you hear Brown getting loud. You can hear that on our ambiance mic.
Yeah, which is turned down a good bit because we have our generator for the power. Didn't want you to have to listen to the of that.
Right. Time taken by Eckstein. And again, that's what you see. And visibly upset about it, about the curveballs that have not been called for strikes, was Coach Brown. Set up for the delivery. Bases loaded, 2 down. Warriors again employing the shift. That one is lifted, foul, and out of play. Fills the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down, so the runners will be off and going. You expect a base hit to the outfield will probably score all the runs as a Speedy Barajas over at first base. He will be off and running.
And we saw that day before yesterday with bases running double.
Yep. One thing you got to keep an eye on here is do they attempt a throw back over to first? But Kenyon not holding the runner on, so they're just going to go after the batter here. Powell sets. Still sets. And steps off. Yeah, you if you're in that third game, just sit back, have you a cheeseburger, and prepare for a long one. Won't be able to talk to Coach Brown tonight after the game unless he comes out here with us. That curveball is there. And
it's not.
He calls the ball, and that's just one of the prettiest curveballs that we've seen, and that's going to send Brown out of the dugout. And I'm telling you, that looked like it was there, but again, we're out here. Crenshaw comes around to score, so Clark, the 4-hole hitter, Bordelon 5, and Crenshaw, the 6th, have all come around to score. Bases remain loaded for the 3-hole hitting center fielder Drew Tomlin. To the right side, and the left field, right field switch is made. That will swing everybody around the other way. 3-0, Trojans have the lead. Very good plate discipline to watch these. That one misses up and away. And Drew Tomlin represents the 9th man to come to the plate in this one.
Coach going out to the mound.
We'll zoom in and see what's going on over there. I expect.
Yeah, I think he's.
That he may. And a lot of times you'll see coaches pull batters on a fresh count. I've seen Coach Brown through the years make a pitching change. 1-0, 1-1, 2-0, doesn't matter where the count is. It's just a pitch count or a feeling, and I don't think this is as much pitch count as it is he's seen Powell missing up a lot. He'll wait out there for the home plate official to come out, and then he'll give him a little bit of it.
Which he just did. Just stepped up there.
And now, the home plate official says, hold on, we're not going to talk about that out here. And then looking back in, getting a little bit more of it. That's classic baseball management there. You let the home plate umpire come out so you can bark a little at him, and then you bark a little more as we're going along. Needless to say, a ball and no strikes, 2 down here. Still playing the top of the second, and very lengthy one we're rolling into as this game is an hour old here, top of the second. Just 8 outs in this game, and we're an hour in.
On the break, I'm going to see what time I set this.
Might want to extend that a bit.
I don't know if I have it at 10 o'clock or.
That one bounces around in front of Davis, ball 2. And Chris Clark would be a rarity. He comes up and is due to hit next, but he was the batter that ended the inning, that would have ended the inning, but the caught stealing. And so He will have batted 3 times if he comes up in just 10 batters.
Wow.
Powell looks to deliver the 2-0. Throws this one, and it misses low. And got to believe this may be the last batter that you see Powell face in this one, as he has been around the strike zone and really not as consistent. I think that perhaps the mind got to him a little bit, just not having it tonight. That one is in there for the strike to Tomlin.
Just not been hitting the strike zone that the umpire's looking for.
Correct. 3 balls and a strike. 3-0 here. You see that on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. That one is lifted foul, and a pitch away from getting out of this one, as that is the 3rd full count of the inning for Powell. Runner at 3rd is Braden Raschel. Barajas out at second base, and Caden Eckstein there at 1st. And they'll all be off and running on this one. Eckstein will get a good jump from 1st. And they go. 2nd straight RBI walk issued. That one to Tomlin, so give him an RBI. Previous one was there. Eckstein. Correction, that's Tomlin now that got the RBI walk he's on. Coming around to score was Raschel. And this will be the 2nd at bat now. 4 runs in, and Chris Clark stands in there ready to go to work. Chris Clark, the hard-hitting center fielder, started this off with that base on balls and then got around on the error. A couple of errors for the Warriors this inning. That one does miss up high. Just leaving it. And look, you've got to be very careful about leaving a curveball up in the zone like that, too, that flattens out. That's one of those that you can hit a long, long way, and a long fly here would really change the complexion of this game.
Really would. I mean, the sky's gotten darker, and that might make some other things darker.
That one misses outside, but Cody Davis, again, does a good job of sliding over to cover that. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, it's a big difference between a 3-run, 4-run inning and a 6, 7, 8-run inning as it comes to emotion and mental well-being.
Right.
If you're Powell, you'd like to go ahead and get out of this inning, and that goes without saying. Any announcer at any level can tell you that. Gave time to Clark as he backed out of the box. Don't forget you can catch this one, of course, right now. If you're watching, you know that. But Menard Lady Eagles basketball with a trip to the semifinals on the line. They're playing on our YouTube network as well. That one misses outside.
It would be fun to be at the house tonight, watching and just flipping back and forth between
flipping
the two.
And yeah, if you could have
2 devices.
3-0 count, and that's going to bring Brown out tonight. And we told you that he would come out at a 3-0 count at any time. It didn't matter. We'll look in, and you see those bugs that we're talking about. You can see them on the screen flying around. Cody Davis standing there, and that is going to do it for Powell tonight. We'll see who Brown is going to. Cook can't throw because he exceeded the pitch count. Canyon Wright will stride in there for the Warriors. Pitched 4 scoreless last night to pick that save up. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back for the start of this, or to see Canyon, see what he can do with it here. 2 down in the top of the 2nd already, 4 runs in, back in 30 seconds on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
And we are back getting ready. The shift is on. Canyon Wright set to deliver the 3-0. And it's right down there, down the pipe to Chris Clark for strike one. Clark taking all the way on that one. Still playing the shift as they know the batter that Chris Clark is. Canyon from the windup. No room for error at all in this one as he inherits a 3-0 count. Swung on and missed there for strike number 2. All of the runners on base would be credited to Jack Powell, but
does he get if he gets this guy out? Does he get any credit for?
Hang on, we'll get to that question in just a second. Canyon runs the count full. 2 down. Runners will be off and going once again. Canyon rocks and fires and delivers this one. Throws that nasty curveball in there for strike 3. Comes in and does a tremendous job. Gets Chris Clark looking on that one, and that is out number 3. We'll leave it here as we just took the break. Chuck, your question again?
So my question is there a stat that like Canyon would get or any relief pitcher to come in, because he's not responsible for the runs, but does he get credit for retiring the side and the run still being on base from a previous pitcher?
No. The only thing is that he would be on the line because he's in the game now. If the Warriors can come back and put the runs on there to tie or take the lead, you come in, not a stat necessarily, a hold they would give him at the major league level, but down in high school they don't really give that. What you would see out of it, if the Warriors can come back and tie the game, then that gets Powell off the hook. Powell is on the line for the loss right now unless the Warriors can come back.
So
only one that can come back and get a win in this one is Canyon while he's still in there.
Right.
But that's not to say how long Wright stays in there. But that gives you a little bit of an idea on the intricacies of the pitching rule.
So his basically, I know it's not a save, but his execution on that inning only does good for the previous pitcher because it relieves him of those 3 runners.
That's correct. You close the book now on Jack Powell, who gave up the 4 runs. And had there been a base hit or anything like that, then had it not been a home run, the home run would have been the only thing that would have been credited to Wright. All 3 of the base runners would have been scored to Powell.
Wow.
But you'll see Bordelon due up for the Trojans. But for your Warriors, the 6, 7, 8, 9 guys that have been paying dividends, Maddox, Adelise, Jack Powell, and Micah Palmer due up for the Warriors. Bottom of the second. Goodness, bottom of the second only. What he said.
Almost 7 o'clock, and this one got underway just before 6.
That one misses up high. And you've got to not worry about, we got to go back and get all 4 runs right here. You just got to get out there, and you got to get some base runners on and get going.
Base runners, some pitching woes, and some errors would be wonderful make up some much-needed ground here.
Ashley Simons-Cherry. We believe that's Simons-Cherry cheering on the Warriors. She said, nice hit Canyon Pryor, but way to go. Come on, boys, y'all got this. So we appreciate you, Ashley, for watching this one. Watching via Facebook. Here's a delivery. And that one is in there for strike one. 2 balls and a strike to Adelise.
I think I just sucked up a bug, Doug.
See, that happens. Here's the delivery. That one misses up high. 3 balls and a strike. See, that'll get you. You better, you better get to some water or just stick to switching. 3 balls and a strike. Adelise looking to get on base here and start things going for the Warriors. Takes that one up high and does just that. And base runners from the bottom half of the order. Now Powell comes in there. He's got an opportunity to help right this thing.
I know it's that season, mud bugs about. I just didn't want any flying bugs.
Right? That's not the kind of bugs we're interested in here.
None. In the right direction already with 1 runner on.
4-0. Trojans lead this one, bottom of the second. See that on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Here's the delivery. That one is right there for the strike to Powell. Again, Matthew Crenshaw on the hill, the left-handed pitcher for Alexandria. Set to deliver. That one bounces off of that derf, if you will, the dirt-looking turf that is around home plate.
I'm sorry, every time you say that, I chuckle a little bit.
Well, you just the only combination that works there. I've tried a couple others, and that doesn't work. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike as you work that process through your mind, don't you?
I did. I really did. I know. I was like wanting to form the word,
nope.
but like, no, just leave it alone.
Can't beat fun at the old ball game, I
No.
tell you.
No.
Doug Gant, Chuck Perkins bringing you Grace Christian and Alexandria Senior High School here on a beautiful Thursday night. That one in there for the strike hits the bottom half of the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Powell. Palmer, the designated hitter, up next. Aiden Cook sets to bat. And this part of the lineup has paid dividends in the first couple of games early on in this season. That one ripped foul into the backstop area. That netting that extends all the way up in front of the windows here that keeps the ball from going A, into the window, and B, into that brick surface facade there of the press box. It's actually the back of the concession stand, the side of the restrooms, and the front of the press box. All in one. That misses up high. Looking for a snap throw was Braden Rashell, but does not pull the trigger on it, and another full count now here. So working the count full, the Warriors can just scratch away. Got an opportunity to get some base runners and flip this order back over. Left-handed pitching. Swung on and missed. Strikeout for Jack Powell. Strikeout swinging out number 1. And Matthew Crenshaw picks up his second strikeout of the game. Micah Palmer had a pretty good game last night. Palmer scored a couple of runs, had 2 base hits, went 2 for 4, reached on a fielder's choice on his other one, but scored a couple of runs too. So Palmer doing a good job of hitting from that 8 hole. That pitch up and away. You got to get these guys on here, Palmer and Cook, and that'll set up Courtwright, Johnson, and Wright to come around and get an opportunity here. Any chance or any opportunity you have with runners on base when you flip the order is certainly what you want to do at any level.
Any level at all.
Lefty delivers that one up high, misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, a full slate of college basketball tomorrow as the Red River Athletic Conference men's and women's conference tournament is held out at the Coliseum. You'll, of course, see representation from LSU-A and LCU in that one. Shreveport makes their way down here. Texarkana does, Jarvis Christian, and a number of those. That is in there for strike one. First game is at 8 a.m., and you'll have to watch that on the Stretch Internet portal, whatever it is, for LSU-A or Louisiana Christian. But actually, I'll be on the call of that one bright and early in the morning.
Yeehaw.
That one top half of the strike zone in there. Evens the count at 2-2. Yeah, we'll do 4 games in the morning before switching over to baseball. In the evening, we'll be right back out here for that 5:15 game tomorrow evening. Thank goodness for Chuck. Everybody needs a Chuck.
Yeah. And a truck.
Right.
And speaking of, I had a tough childhood. My name was not one you could use in too many contexts.
No.
Yeah, but I usually was first middle name called a lot by my mom.
Charles, they said.
No.
No?
Chucklin.
Huh?
Chuck Allen.
Chucklin. I see. Look, you got me there. That one,
Nice.
that one got me.
Signed up for a gift thing through Burger King a long time ago.
That one's in there for the strikeout as well, and back-to-back strikeouts. That one looking. Second K looking. Third strikeout overall. Palmer retired, and the first two batters consecutively have been retired following the Adelise walk, and that'll bring Aiden Cook. Aiden Cook stands in there. He is the left fielder / right fielder / left fielder, right fielder on the night.
Sprinter.
Was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat last night. Takes ball one for his first at-bat tonight. Had a base hit. Had a couple of actually got hit by a pitch twice. Walked once, so 1 for 1 on the night. Scored 1 run and was caught stealing and had a stolen base on the evening. Swings through that one. And it is even at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, back whenever you could get nice and good and quality gifts and actually learning things from those fast food restaurants. I had signed up for one and I put my first and middle name. Apparently left no space there, so I was known as Chuck.
Off and running, and there's a tremendous jump. Goodness gracious, that was Adelise, who was halfway down before the pitch was delivered. And, Chuck, that's what we told you about first move on a left-handed pitcher, and you saw it on display because Crenshaw had it made in his mind that he was going home on that delivery, and Adelise just takes off running on the very first move, and that's what you have to do, stealing a base off a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, once you figure out that footwork, like you said, learn that motion.
Well, when you're looking at a right, or when you're on the backside of a pitcher,
right,
you're looking front foot, back foot for your indicator there. With the runner at second base, they'll go to a new set of signs because you don't want your runner at second base relaying the sign or the pitch to the batter in any case, and so they change up, and they may be going first sign, second sign, or whatever over there. Mm-hmm. And now you change so that you can't get your runner out at second base to pick up on that.
Yeah, that's it's critical. It's crucial because then they'll relay that back to the dugout, and so their other teammates know when they get on base.
2-strike delivery. That one is hit to the right side, but foul. Barajas and Bordelon giving it chase there. And that is just going to keep things where they were at a ball and 2 strikes. Again, 1 game following this one tonight, and oh goodness, this is why Coach Brown schedules the Warriors for that middle game.
There's another one after this one?
Yeah, so they're not out of here. So they're not here at midnight. Well, you can see up in the home stands, those bleachers there, it looks like Shudrint has remained, and perhaps that's that team from Northwest that's over behind the first base fans where they're sitting. Delivery swung on and missed, and Crenshaw strikes out the side. It'll be Courtwright, Johnson, and Wright when the Warriors have an opportunity in the third. But coming back out of this, Joe Bordelon, Matthew Crenshaw, and Drayton Barron due up top of the third for the Trojans when we come back.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Bordelon set to lead things off here. Top of the third, had a single and came around to score. That's kind of where things got unhinged with a couple of errors that were there on the throws. The ball that dropped in front of Barton that led to the switching there. Still a few players out and in the line out of the lineup. Very near the catch too by Barton, but unable to get to it, and that opened up some things. Only problem with this, Chuck. Oh, there you go. That's not so bad, Chuck. Helping me out and put a little box there to sit on. Almost couldn't see over the outfield fence here, but I did see that ball and a strike now.
I do have another box.
No, I'm good right where I'm at. This is just about perfect here.
Technically, the next box is a high chair.
Exactly. I may bring a phone book tomorrow. Do people have phone books anymore?
Somewhere, but it's probably in the form of a phone now.
Well, and the problem is it's those little bitty ones anymore because folks aren't listed. They don't have the home phones, and so it wouldn't have added much height to the seat. Glad my friends aren't listening because, no, now all of you are my friends. Don't get me wrong, but that certain group that gives me grief about being vertically challenged, that's the group I mean.
Doug at 446.
That one lifted foul and out of play back to where the buses park, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, we invite you to comment whether you're watching YouTube or Boxcast. There's a chat feature there, or on Facebook, send us a shout out if you like something that we do. We appreciate you sending us a comment or a like or follow on one of our pages, as that count runs full. However, if we do something that you don't like tonight, we just ask you to keep it to yourself.
Well, and if it's bad stuff, if it's grief, send it to Doug. But if it's good grief, send it to Chuck.
Indeed. That one misses, and another walk issued tonight for the Warriors. And that is Canyon, who came in, and now gratefully he issues the walk to Bordelon and not to Clark, because if he had issued it to Clark and he had no room to move, he came in on that 3-0 count in the last inning. Matthew Crenshaw, pitcher of record for the Trojans, staked to a 4-0 lead, stands in there. He reached on a hit by pitch himself, and stolen base come around to score. He's looking to bunt at least squares, and you see Luke Johnson charging in from third base. Again, we will be here throughout the Warriors' home games this season, and we'll follow them into the playoffs should that happen. And if you don't make the playoffs in Division 4, you're in a bind, because I think all teams, that one bounces off of the ground, chases Davis all the way back to that backstop, and that is ball 2. And the Warriors' arms, Canyon threw a good number of pitches last night, but just not really finding where they need to be early on in this season. Matthew Crenshaw stands in there. He's got a 2-0 count, and he's going to be careful here not to swing at anything that's not the pitch that he wants. Just like that one. You know, that one at a 2-1 count, 2-2 count, he's probably taking a hack at that one. But 2-0 following the previous walk, he's taking an opportunity to sit back and take that one now. Batting out of the 6th spot is Matthew Crenshaw, the pitcher for Alexandria. Had a base hit, or actually hit by pitch and scored a run back in the 2nd. Canyon stares back at the runner now, delivers this one. It's driven over to first base, and it just gobbles Cook up there. Canyon tries to get over to it, but just a hard-hit baseball, and they'll have to go in and check on Seth, who had moved over to first, make sure he's okay, because that ball got there from Crenshaw in a hurry, and it looks like he's going to be fine. Score that a base hit as it just, it's an atom ball.
Atom ball.
Hit it right at him.
Okay. I was going with the atomic fireball.
No, hit it right at him.
Because it went quick. It was a hot one.
Drayton Barron, the left fielder for the Trojans, will stand in there now, and he's got an opportunity to do a little damage as runners are at first and third. Bordelon hustling all the way around to third base on that one.
Which kind of puts now like a base runner at first with a left-handed pitcher, the base runner at third with a right-handed pitcher, kind of the same situation.
Barron was called on to bunt last inning and popped out to the catcher. Working a little third and first there with nothing doing.
This is where I need one more camera to pop back and forth. Either that or some of our listeners are going to have Dramamine.
Canyon looks in, delivers this one. Swung on and missed there as that is strike one to Barron. Again, Drayton, the left fielder tonight for the Trojans. Opportunity with runners at first and third to extend this Trojan lead. Canyon stares in, looks the runner back at third. Now thinks about stepping there and back to first, but nothing doing. Shudrint hitters starting to make their way down to the batting cage, but I caution them on getting down there too early, as this one is not even getting settled in just yet.
It has a different pace than we did the other night.
In fact, it does. That one in there for the strike.
And a Snicker bar before that call was made.
It was delayed, to say the least, but, you know, you get in, and I'm telling you, this umpiring is such a battle because no matter what happens, half the people are going to like your call and half of them aren't, no matter if it's right down the pipe.
Right.
Whether it's an out or a safe, about the only time things don't get argued are fly balls that are caught. Because if it's a bang-bang play at first, somebody's upset, somebody's there, and the officials have to be in that right position every time. But, goodness, it's tough. And I did it for a couple of weekends, and then I realized I don't want it. I don't want any more of that. So hats off to all of these gentlemen and ladies that do that, swinging through that one. Strikeout victim number 2 under the ship of Canyon Right. And that will be out number 1. Daniel Crenshaw now will come out. He lined out to shortstop, but that was when the shift was on.
And it's only
and the shift is there.
I guess that's the beauty of being so many left-handed batters in your lineup.
Indeed. Giving you update on that game, that basketball game. It was 27-27.
Oh, my.
Glen Oaks, there's a bunting through that one. Glen Oaks and the Menard Lady Eagles doing battle for a trip down to the top 28. Marsh Madness, they call it. And that is next weekend, I believe, or next week it starts.
3rd and 4th, Shep.
Well, that's the championship. The early ones come in Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe.
I'm trying to remember.
3rd to 1st, nothing doing. And it's difficult to pull that fake off when your third baseman is in covering the bunt. It's extremely difficult to pull that one off.
Yes.
Nothing in one, but it's more of just keeping that batter in Daniel Crenshaw off balance, because Canyon would like to get out of this with a clean inning for the Warriors. Pitch out, bounces around, but the runner was going back, and that is E.J. Scott that's in there pinch running. Again, he runs for Crenshaw as the courtesy runner. Ball and a strike. Trojans are 1-1 on the season. They had a loss to Houghton in Game 1, then picked up a run rule over Shudrint. That was the first game of the Louisiana Prep Classic this afternoon. Now here they play in Game 2. They'll make it back over to Ash for their games tomorrow. Wright delivers that one, and it is pounded down the line and going to be fair. Drops in. One run comes around to score. Scott hustling down the line, and that is an RBI double for Daniel Crenshaw. 5-0 here. Give the double to Crenshaw, give him an RBI that brought Bordelon in to score easily, and Crenshaw hustles around. Matthew Crenshaw hustles around to third. So you've got Daniel Crenshaw on second, Matthew Crenshaw on third, and Braden Raschel, the catcher for the Trojans, as this thing is in danger of getting out of hand here via the Trojans side of it. And again, they win Game 1 10-0 and have continued their hard-hitting ways and solid pitching. That one fouled off and out of play down the right field side. So as you look at it, if you're not familiar with it here, that's the side. You come in by the roundabout where the airplanes are. Memorial Park, I think. Is that what
that's what we're calling it. I'm not sure if that's its official name, but
that's the area that went off if you're not familiar with where you're at here at the Grace Christian Ballpark. That one is smoked to the right side. Cook does handle this one, but a run is going to come to score. Runners advance up 90 feet. One of those from third base, so give the second run. Give an RBI ground out to Raschel, and hang on, Chuck, and that'll get Barajas back up to the plate as the switch is on. And go ahead.
And unlike the last hit, this one was not a hit it where they ain't, but they did score a run. That one before was definitely a hit it where they ain't.
That's correct. And sometimes you got to. That's key, is getting that ball in play so your run can score. It doesn't matter how you get the run in, just get the run in, and that out of your 9-hole hitter to get that RBI ground out.
Based on
hit by pitch. Now Barajas hit by the pitch for the second time and reached via the base on balls earlier. So the bases, runners at first and third now. And Eckstein stands in there, who has walked and lined into that double play. Eckstein, though, hits the ball extremely hard. It just jumps off of his bat.
Time called by the ump for the third baseman. Had to run over to the
Luke's going over and talking to Coach Brown a little bit, perhaps putting something on, and now he's going to go over and relay that. And this might be a little bit of showmanship out of there. Now, if you are on the bases and you're the Trojans, you're like, okay.
Trickeration, as you call it, right?
Indeed.
See if that comes to fruition.
The beauty of baseball.
Got nothing but time.
2 down here, runners at first and third. Eckstein. That one goes all the way to the backstop as that fastball hummed by the glove of Davis. So I don't know that is the play that they came and put on, but I've got to think it wasn't. Barajas on the wild pitch advances to second base. Crenshaw again holds put at third. you heard Chuck tell you a little bit earlier about the depth or lack thereof of that backstop area here at Grace Christian's school park. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down, runners at second and third.
I'm assuming that was a ball he called?
He called that a foul is what it believe because he calls time as soon as he said it, which means the runners can't go anywhere.
Okay.
So foul ball was called there. Evens accounted a ball and a strike. 2 down to Eckstein, the Trojans' third baseman. They lead this one 5-0 in the top of the third. Pitch out. I think he just missed. You're not pitching out there by any means. KK Eckstein, the third baseman, going to be one of the better athletes to come through Alexandria, and there have been a plethora of those. Of course, one of them played for a national title this year, Bud Clark over at TCU. So had an interception in that semifinal game that started things going for them, but I digress and get back into football, and that strike is there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Of course, the other one, Jacobin Guillory down at LSU.
Yep.
And several that have made it to the NFL and major league level and all around. So a lot of great athletes coming out of Alexandria Senior High School. Eckstein faces the right offering.
Out.
Misses down low.
I think it hit him.
No, he spun around,
okay.
Spun out of it. Have to make an attempt to get out of the way of it.
You know what the most popular number that's going to be on tonight's broadcast?
You know, I'm not asking.
Well, it's number 42 because every
yes,
shot that I go to.
Carson Courtright is there. So I know the folks in New York are cheering that one on, and that hits Eckstein. Nothing intended by any means because that was a full count. And you're trying to get out of this one, and the switch is on. That will bring Drew Tomlin to the plate. Again, Barajas at second, Crenshaw over at third. Drew Tomlin, the batter now. He has walked a couple of times and was caught stealing. Seen a lot of pitches tonight, the center fielder for this Trojan lineup. And this is that really tough part. Of course, all of it has been tough. 5 and 6 have each scored a couple of runs in this. That being Joe Bordelon and Matthew Crenshaw. Crenshaw certainly helping himself out in this one tonight. Boy, Canyon with nowhere to put anybody, and he throws the first one for ball 1.
Not sure if it hit before the plate, but it definitely hit before it got to the catcher.
Canyon rocks and delivers this one. Check swing. Couldn't make his mind up, could Tomlin. Did not pull the trigger, evens the count at 1-1. But if you're Tomlin, any of these Trojan batters, you know that the ball has not made the strike zone a lot on the evening, so you're able to sit back and be a little more selective, and they have been tonight.
They really have. Their patience has paid off for them.
Canyon delivers this curveball behind Tomlin. And Tomlin takes that one for ball 2. And, again, you have to move out of the way. You have to make an attempt to get out of the way. The good thing about it tonight, Chuck, is there is a game after this one. We won't be calling it, but there'll still be some cheeseburgers left in the clubhouse.
And the lights won't get turned off on us.
Right. That one, bottom half of the strike zone, is in there.
Which they've been really nice, very accommodating for us in leaving the lights on until we get picked up and out of here.
6-0 Trojans lead this one. 2-2 count on Tomlin. 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one is driven out to center field where we're at. It's going to bounce off of the wall. 1 run is in. Another one comes around to score. Going to be a play at second. Nope, nobody's there. And that is a big-time piece of hitting. That is a 2 RBI double for Drew Tomlin. That goes off of the right to the right center field wall. Give him 2 RBI, put him out at second. So Crenshaw and Barajas come around to score. Eckstein over to third and continuing to do damage as it is 8-0 here in this one. 4 runs in the second, 4 runs again in the third, and still going. This is Chris Clark. Chris Clark was a strikeout victim and reached on a walk, come around to score on an error. Goodness gracious. 4 runs this inning, 4 runs back in the second.
Visit to the mound.
We'll focus in there and see what's going on. He's going to take the ball from Canyon, and like he's going to go to
number 25.
Yeah, they'll go to Seth. Seth's going to go over and trade the first baseman's mitt for his regular everyday glove, and then Cook will come in relief of Wright and Powell, who started this. So Powell gave up 4 runs in his. Wright has done the same thing. Canyon now again responsible for the 2 runners that are on base in Eckstein and Tomlin. All of these runs in this inning have been earned. Trying to keep up with what's going on over at Menard in that one. We'll get you an update too there. That is quarterfinal action. We'll pull up our YouTube page, which is by far, like we said, the best place to go to find that one. And the Lady Eagles have a 49-38 lead. Not sure how much time's remaining in that, but that was a 6 o'clock start, so it's got to be close to being wrapped up.
Got to be.
Lady Eagles looking to make it to March Madness.
You know what the beauty of 446 Sports is, because we cover so much, that if we happen to play a little bit of that audio over this broadcast, we're not going to get in trouble.
No, not at all. And I hear David Perkins, the new head football coach that is on that. 55 folks watching over there on the YouTube channel, and catching grief on the YouTube channel because there wasn't an update of the time or the clock or any of that. And watching the game for free, mind you, and being able to see and follow along, yet giving grief about it. But we appreciate the work that Tom Boucher did in filling in this one for us, as normally we are covering the girls' basketball. We're going to have to work out that trip down to Hammond, I guess it is, where they're going. I don't know.
So. I believe that is.
I'd have to look and see. But ranked number 2 are the Lady Eagles. Isidore Newman sits at number 1.
Have we heard a score update? I didn't hear if you did say it.
Do what?
I didn't hear if you
49-38.
Awesome. Okay. Lady Eagles, they're in their basketball. They've had some close ones in those first couple of I don't want to say innings, but the first couple of periods in that first half on a couple of games. But then they found their way after coming back and just started making definitely some distance between them and their opponent.
Indeed, they are. Chris Clark stands in there, set to hit now against Seth Cook. You see the matchup on your screen there. Again, Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard shows you it's 8-0. That one misses up high. 8-0. Trojans lead this one, and the Warriors are dangerously close to being run ruled in this one, but it has to go a couple of more innings. And you got to keep those bats quiet. The Warriors are going to come out swinging the bats. You know that you're going to do that. If you're looking ahead, you know that it is Courtwright, Luke Johnson, Canyon Wright, Coach. So the top of the lineup due up, and they can get back in this. They score runs in bunches, do the Warriors. Yes. Clark, 3-0 count. Runner at second. That one ball 4, and that will load them up once again. Eckstein at third, Tomlin at second, and now Chris Clark at first, and Joe Bordelon, who reached on a base on balls, And this is the second time the Trojans have hit around in back-to-back innings, and it shows on the scoreboard as they've put up 4 in each of those. There's Carson right in front of us. We knew that you'd see him a lot on the camera.
Yep. 4-2, 4-2.
Got a lot of folks around the country watching this one, and they tune in to see Courtright. You'll see Cooper back in pretty soon. Of course, Hayden Gainey is out as well. A lot of injuries for this Warrior team early on in the season, so look to get them settled in. But I don't know at any point if a full staff would have done anything against this hard-hitting Ash Trojan team tonight. Got to speak to Coach Briggs a little bit earlier, and as focused as he always is from Ash, and it was excited about this contest, excited about being a part of this one. Over at Menard, the boys talked to Coach Jordan Marks earlier today, and they're setting up a 3-game set against St. Louis Catholic. They were supposed to be in this one and then play next weekend, but St. Louis Catholic going over to a Catholic tournament in Alabama next weekend. So there you have the switch for Menard playing at home this weekend rather than taking part in this tournament and being one of the host sites because they love that battle with St. Louis Catholic.
Yeah. And I'm not sure, that's Cook on the mound, right?
Yeah, it's Seth.
Seth seemed like he's just.
Well, I take that back.
That's number 8.
Yeah, I take that back because Seth just moved around. So, yeah, no, that's not him. Don't have my roster back with me. No, when I saw Seth go in and get the glove, but I didn't think that he'd be on the hill tonight. And, in fact, he wasn't, so he's at second base. That one lifted in foul territory. Cook grabs it but puts an end to this one. So the shift worked there, retired the side, but not before the Trojans pick up 4 runs. They leave the bases loaded after 2.5. It is Alexandria Senior High 8, Grace Christian nothing. We'll see if the bats can get up and going. Top of the lineup, due up when we come back.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Back to Grace Christian. Braden Wells was the pitcher that came on, and I saw when Seth went to go get his glove, but he was just getting rid of that first baseman's mitt and send Canyon back over to first. Now the Warriors, Carson Courtright, Luke Johnson, Canyon Wright due up in this one. Need to get some base runners on against the left-handed Crenshaw. That one misses up high. Again, a big welcome out to Kimberly Cunningham Harrell, real estate appraisals and consulting by Kimberly Cunningham Harrell. She is a certified residential appraiser serving the greater Central Louisiana. We think it's great, too, serving the greater Central Louisiana area. If you need your home appraised, buying or selling, give Kimberly a call, 318-447-1313. Ball and a strike to Courtwright. And look, I told the Heralds that I would make up for my faux pas from last evening. That one is ground over to first base. Joe's going to go down to one knee, grab it, and take it 3 unassisted for that one, which goes back to the earlier scoring, as we'd said a couple of times on that double play. It was 3 unassisted. That was the double play on the line out to Canyon and then stepping on first. So 3 unassisted if you were scoring at home back there. This one as well from Bordelon for the first out. And Luke Johnson, who lined out to right field, and Barajas back in the first. Johnson takes that curveball in there for a strike. Main Street Event Park and Southern Eval's Nursing Consultants. Main Street Event Park, formerly Main Street Truck Park, home of the Crawfish Cook-Off, brought to you by Main Street Truck Park, the city of Pineville, and the Feed Your Soul campaign, Louisiana Seafood Board, and the Lieutenant Governor's office. Big shout out to Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser and all of the work that he does in bringing you that big Crawfish Cook-Off April 29th, as that one is in there for a strike. 0-2 the count to Luke Johnson.
Appreciate those Warriors providing me some gear tonight.
That's right. You was out here, and I thought I was going to have to step my game up, chucking that long sleeve shirt. That is a foul ball. Of course, Rachel catches, not thinking he's tipping, and thought he had just dropped it and tried to tag Luke, but it was a foul ball.
It's good discipline that you see the catcher has that kind of a quick response. They'll probably hurt it, but just still go for it anyway.
You make the quick tag. That's as routine as trying to frame a pitch, whether you pull it in an inch or 5 or 6 inches off of the plate. They're still framing. 0-2 the count to Luke Johnson. The Warriors just have really been unable to get things going when they needed to. Trojans sit at 1-1 on the season. That one misses up high, a ball and 2 strikes. Warriors come into tonight's play at 1 win and no losses, but without some England Air Park magic tonight, they're going to need a big comeback. We've seen plenty of comebacks here in this ballpark. That one twisted foul, inside outing. That one was Johnson. Reading a news article earlier today, Chuck Mann said that his $2 million Powerball winning ticket was stolen. And mine was too.
Wow.
Right?
I'm going to have to tell you a story with that one.
That one misses 2 balls and 2 strikes. I got to quit talking.
There was many years back, there was someone in Pineville that claimed that they had the winning lottery ticket. The thing was, they saw the numbers. They went and bought a ticket right after the numbers came out and claimed that was the winning ticket.
But they don't realize that everything's time-stamped.
That's right.
Sounded like a foul ball, but in fact it hit Luke Johnson, and he is on base, and that is the first base runner after 4 straight had been retired, 3 consecutive strikeouts. Canyon Wright stands in, ready to go, see if he can do something to get these Warriors on the board. You know, you hear so many stories about people that win those big Powerballs and those millions and billions of dollars and all of that, and how they just squander it and their lives are miserable.
Yes.
I'll take a little misery.
Well,
one out here, bottom of the third, 8-0. Trojans lead this one.
I guess misery does love company too, right?
Yeah, I'd have a lot of company, I've got to believe.
I would imagine.
Ball 1 there. Let me tell you, the first thing I'd do, I'd upgrade our cameras and get us a trailer.
Oh.
That's right.
That means more personnel.
At $2 million, minus the taxes, is carry the 1 and all of that, I'd have enough to hire some personnel.
I have no doubt you could extrapolate that out.
What would you be doing if money was an issue and fear wasn't a concern? Leave us a note there in the comments and let us know.
I thought you were asking me. I was fixing to answer.
No. I'll let you comment. You have to go back and watch the feed and comment there. So if you're over on Facebook or Boxcast or YouTube, leave us a comment there. That one thrown up high. Good job, Joe. It's difficult to overthrow Joe Bordelon, though.
Yeah.
Already 6'2", 6'3". I guess difficult to overthrow. That would have been out onto the street if I was playing first base, which leads to one of many reasons why I'm not playing first base.
Another person to look up to.
That one bounces around, and that's going to chase Courtright down to second base on the wild pitch. Correction, Luke Johnson. Luke Johnson is down to second on the wild pitch. Courtright had been retired to start this inning, and Canyon sees a 2-1 count.
Courtright is our center field focus out here.
Check your count there, Chuck, at 2-1.
Thank you.
Crenshaw to Canyon, fouls that one off, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Amazing how every one of those that fouled back hits the glass.
Wow.
I got to believe that we're safe here following some towering shot, at least on the windshields. Camera might catch a line drive out of here.
That would be a sharp shot.
It would. Indeed, it would. There you see Luke Johnson leading off of second. Crenshaw, the lefty, sets to deliver. And time is called by Canyon, taking a little bit too long. Again, we are here at Grace Christian, their baseball field at England Air Park, the historic grounds here. Can't quite see the lights of the airport from where we are, but we're very close to it. Just to give you a reference, close to Oak Wing Golf Course, nestled in between the two of them.
A little slow attempt to throw back, if you will.
And kept the ball. Just had Luke diving back into second base.
Trying to keep him honest.
We play in the bottom of the third is where we're at. My goodness.
Approaching 2 hours.
Thought we would be okay by ending the broadcast at 10 o'clock, Chuck, but
it's a good thing we can go in there and make the quick adjustment.
And another good thing that we're not the late game.
Another good thing indeed.
Full count, yes, sir. Full count to Canyon.
I was going to say, and there's probably a cheeseburger up there waiting for us.
Right. Crenshaw delivers. Canyon swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes Canyon right. He is 1 for 2 on the evening. Cody Davis, a strikeout victim in the first, comes up. And these Warriors are used to batting a little bit more, but they've been held in check completely tonight. Filled up the scorebook last night in an 11-3 win. I say last night. That game was
Tuesday night.
Tuesday evening. Cody Davis stands in. Runner at second. You just got to scratch away and get something going. That one lifted foul. Crenshaw has been pretty dominant tonight in this, just allowing the 3 base runners. Trying to take a look at this. Only the 1 hit that I see from Canyon right back in the first. So a 1-hit effort from Crenshaw through 2 2/3.
And Tuesday evening, there was a good 2-out rally a couple of times they had.
Chasing Johnson back with no throw as Crenshaw whirls and holds. Interesting night for the Trojans as they have put up 18 runs, 10 in a 10-run rule against Shudrint, and now 8 against the Warriors. That one swung through, and Crenshaw has been deceivingly solid with that fastball of his. Not one of the faster ones that you've seen, but has been around the strike zone and had command of it throughout the evening. And the Warrior batter's just unable to put anything onto it, save for that base hit back in the first. That one misses. No, that one actually.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2.
Yeah, ball and 2 strikes. So the Warriors have yet to all bat twice, and the Trojans have hit a round in consecutive innings. A lot of times you say, well, the score isn't indicative of how the game's going. This time it is, friends.
Yes.
This has been an impressive performance at the plate and on the hill by this Trojan team. And another one by Crenshaw right in there, and he's going to get the strikeout looking. We'll count strikeouts. 1, 2, 6 strikeouts through 3 innings for Crenshaw, and it's a dominant lead for the Trojans. They lead this one 8-0 as we head to the top of the 4th right after this.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to live action we go here at the ballpark for the Warriors and the Trojans tonight. Let me get that turned off here and that echo in my ear. Appreciate Jason Hall getting double duty there on it.
He deserves it.
Indeed he does. Going to look and see. Look like that is Crenshaw coming up to bat. I believe Bordelon was retired to end things. Is that what you have, Chuck, there on the Zoom cam?
Let's see what shows up if he turns just a little bit.
Got sideways in our book, but I believe that should be Crenshaw. Yep.
13 or something like that?
16. Matthew
16,
Crenshaw stands in there. And Wells on for his second inning of work, and that one lifted foul and into the night. A little bit of a shadow, a blur on it on our screen. I don't know if that's going out over. Not sure why it's
the darkness picking up on something to focus on. It's just having a hard time focusing through this night for whatever reason.
That one misses outside. And that looks like Adelise has taken his place out there is maybe who that is. Is that number 9 or 8 on the mound, Chuck?
It looks like number...
When you zoom in. Believe that is. Yeah, that's Adelise that's on the hill.
Yeah, that's number 9.
Yeah, I don't believe that was Wells back in the last inning either. I think it's been Adelise who came over from shortstop. We saw Maddox throw a little bit the other night. And that whip leg kick is kind of his signature on there. We've seen that. So that's a good indicator without seeing the number that is Adelise. His follow-up, his right foot, when he follows, has just a lot of drive on it. That one misses outside, and 3 Warrior pitchers tonight, and none of them have been able to really control the strike zone. And that is going to put Crenshaw on base in front of Drayton Barron. Drayton Barron 0 for 2 on the night. Popped up a bunt to Cody Davis and then struck out. and the switch is on. Playing everyone aggressively to pull on this Ash Trojan team tonight. Well, if you're opposite field hitting, which doesn't look like it's happening.
Except that one that went over into left field whenever they were pulled this way.
Right. E.J. Scott back in his role to run as a courtesy runner every time Crenshaw has gotten on base. And knowing his name without having to look on the roster means that he has hit a lot. That one is, in fact, pulled and driven over to left field. Going to be controlled there now. Runners at first and second as Barron on with a base hit. That will bring Daniel Crenshaw, now the second baseman. He hits from the left side. So, again, Aiden Cook and Barton are going to be getting their poles in. They don't have to run, I don't believe, after this is over. Lane Barton, Aiden Cook switching sides as left and right batters go. Squaring around the bunt had Adelise falling off the other side, and the out is made over at first. Good play as Davis came up from behind the plate to field that bunt and throw the runner out. Crenshaw at first, score that 2-3 on the putout. Out number one, does his job and gets Crenshaw and Barron over to third and second respectively. And Braden Rashell, the catcher, will stand in ready to go. Everybody tonight getting in on the hit parade for the Trojans. They have, they've put up some runs in back-to-back innings, have hit around each time. Just the one out in this one. 3 batters is all. This is the 4th in Rashell, but it flips it around to the top of that order, which has just been so powerful. That one misses up high. Had to duck below that one. Good job of standing in there. You know the catcher's not going to really move too much. He doesn't get bent out of shape. If he's wearing that catching gear and catching every day against a pretty solid stable of pitchers for the Trojans, you know that he's going to stand in there and doesn't care if the ball hits him. That one lifted foul and out of play over the visitors' dugout.
It's kind of like that, I forget which kid show that was. I think it was about hockey. So it might have been like the Mighty Ducks. They strapped the goalie into his equipment and up against the wall, and they were hitting like hockey pucks at him, but they started out throwing.
Got to make him tough.
Throwing ping pong balls at him.
That one is fouled back. Never forget the great Happy Gilmore planning for his hockey season, stood in the batting cage and took those pitching machine balls off the chest to get ready for hockey season. Never made it. You all know the story of Happy Gilmore.
Absolutely.
In long nights like this, you never really know what you'll hear during a broadcast. When you can go from a Mighty Ducks reference to Happy Gilmore, then you know that it is one of those nights. Called a lot of ball games. I've seen tight wins, blowout wins, blowout losses, tight losses in big games like that. But always in these type of games, that one is lifted center field, drifting back, and that drops into no man's land. Now Carson coming up, throwing it in, unable to get the runner there. Nobody at second. Now Canyon hustles in. But you got to take charge of that one coming in. Much easier to make that play. Powell was calling for that one. Would have liked to have seen the center fielder call that off and go in there and make that one. But Crenshaw comes around to score. Going over to third is Barron on that, and on with a base hit is Braden Rashell. And Barajas will stand in there and bat from the left side. 9-0, one down. And boy, you got to have those outs when you can get them.
Yeah.
Stayed up there for a long time. Thought the Warriors going to have an opportunity to get under that one, and just backpedaling is so much more difficult than going in there. 60-54, the Lady Eagles hang on and will make their first ever trip down to the state semifinals. Appreciate Tom Boucher for that one. And that game was a very, very good one. But congratulations to head coach Jessica Sanders and this team from Lady Eagles. And they only lose the one senior, Marilyn Sealing, member of the 1,000-point club for the Lady Eagles. Their ball handler, she is the only one, but they're well loaded with the 4 that start for them, and then the couple others that come in reserve. So they go 7 or 8 deep. But it's good work by the Lady Eagles. Congratulations to them. Heck, just played for a soccer state championship, did the boys, as that one misses outside. And Chuck, that turned out to be a pretty nifty game.
Yeah.
There goes to a couple of overtimes, a couple of penalty kicks, and they end up losing it in sudden death penalty kicks. And what a difficult way to end a state championship. And I'll never say that that's a good idea, is to end a state championship on penalty kicks.
Why is that?
They just that's the rules. They try to hurry it along because you just never know how long you'll be out there playing. But let them win it on the field.
Yeah.
Congratulations, though, to I don't know who they played. One of them Episcopal schools, I got to believe it was. Not Ascension Episcopal, but
Acadiana, Episcopal of Acadiana.
Needless to say, first trip down to the state title game for the Eagles soccer team, and came up just a 1-0 loss in that one. And interestingly enough, Chuck, this Grace Christian boys soccer team beat Menard in the regular season. Lost out in the quarterfinals there.
Wow.
So, yeah. And a young team was talking to one of the parents off of that soccer team today for the Eagles, and he said they got a lot of young players, and they'll be back making a deep run for the next couple of years. One down here. Again, Barajas stands in there ready to go, takes that one outside.
3-0 is the count now.
Runners at first and third. That's Barron over at third. Rachel is at first, unless they've got, no, that's Scott in there, courtesy running for him as well, is what it looks like to me. That one in there for the strike. 3 balls and a strike to Baraja. Baraja had that pick 6 early in the season that sealed a Trojan win. That one ground back up the middle. Thought about coming home with it. Did not. In the 10th run comes across to score in the form of Drayton Barron, who was hustling down the line. Rachel will move on to second. Give an RBI to Baraja on that one. And the ground out for the second out. Eckstein will come in there. KK Eckstein will stand in ready to go. And I've got 10-0 on their scoreboard here. There it is. That's the 10th. Well, we get it up quicker than they do here. How about that, Chuck?
By golly.
Hit
That's
back
why we make
foul.
the big bucks, Doug.
There you have it. Again, catch the inaugural edition of the Warrior Coaches Show with Josh Brown. That will be Saturday afternoon following their 11 a.m. contest, and that is brought to you by Kimberly Cunningham Harrell. Real estate appraisals and consulting by Kimberly Cunningham Harrell. She is a certified residential appraiser and president now of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association. So congratulations to Kimberly.
Absolutely.
She just was voted in as the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association, the GCLRA. So congratulations. So that just tells you, if you need something done, why wouldn't you want to use someone that was not only certified but also the president of such a great organization as the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association? Give Kimberly a call. You can reach her at 318-447-1313. Eckstein, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one lifted way back, and that's not even going to stay in here. That's over the tennis court batting cage, and oh, baby, what a shot that was. 3-run bomb for Caden Eckstein. KK just crushed that one. Give him 3 RBI, and I'm telling you, That goes deep and into the night, Chuck, here. Oh, goodness.
That sliced that darkness quick.
Scored Baraja on there, who had just gotten on base. No, correction, he was the out that sacrificed in. So a 2-run home run it was. The runner had previously scored. 2-run home run there. And that's going to bring Drew Tomlin up to bat. Goodness gracious, that's one of the hardest ones that we've seen hit here in a while. Got out of here in a hurry. And look, it was up near the power lines of that pole that's there nearest the lights is where he hit that one.
Yeah.
I watched it, and look, that's one of those as an outfielder, you just turn and watch. You don't run, you don't chase, you don't anything. You just sit there and admire that one. Yeah. What did they say? Anything that goes that far ought to have a meal served on it? Goodness gracious!
Especially out here at the airport.
If you can't, if you can't quote some old good baseball movie like Bull Durham, what's the use? 1 ball and 1 strike. Go find that form here at the commercial break, because I actually did keep my eye on the ball. Tomlin, wow, 5-run inning. That one hammered the other way down and in, and the hits, they keep a-coming.
Old radio days, huh?
Yes. Can the Trojans bat around for the 3rd consecutive inning?
You said that again, and I'm just now thinking, oh, look, and it's already 4-4-4 across there. We need to have, maybe they'll get 6 up there. Not that, I guess that sounded bad for the Warriors,
4 runs this inning, 4 runs in the second, 4 in the third, and 4 now in this long marathon of a game. And it does not matter who the Trojans or who the Warriors trot out there. And I believe that Tomlin was halfway off on the leadoff, and he just trots into second base on that one. Boy, that home run, you still go back. We'll post that one later. Hope Chuck got a good shot of that one hitting and leaving. No pressure, Chuck. But
yeah. I know I tried to follow it, and I lost it, but, you know.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's one of the furthest ones I've seen hit out of here, and I've seen a bundle of them through the years. That one bounces up. Two balls, no strikes, 2 down. A lot of two out home run. And this is one of those games you just want to go, you want to get out of. But Chuck, I'll tell you, a 12-0, 13-0, 14-8, whatever it is, loss is the same as a 1-run loss. And Coach Brown going to the bullpen once again, and they'll trot that in there. We'll see who it is when we come back. Chuck, we'll take a break right after this. We'll continue things here at Grace Christian in Alexandria when we come back.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee.
We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Lock On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Back to baseball here. Talon Epnet takes over number 5, and if I mispronounce that, I apologize for it. But Chuck went and got the baseball and was talking to one of the Ash parents over there who had come out to get the home run ball. Picked it up, and he legitimately had knocked the cover off of it. There was a gap in it where the covering had come off of the baseball. So
wow.
Eckstein, the freshman, is going to hit a ton of those before his time up. And we told you that going on. But a rocket up the pole, and my goodness.
He smashed it then.
Clark stands in there to go to work.
I've got 2 and 2 because of that foul ball. I think he just hit, but I'm going to hold it there and see. What was your pitch count you had earlier? Or
Well, I had 2 and 1, but I don't know that I caught everything. That one misses.
Yes.
And they've got.
Because he just swung and hit one.
He swang, did he?
Yeah, he
wow.
swung because he was just a swinging.
Somewhere, yeah.
John Anderson, by the way.
Somewhere, Sandy Lott is like, and looking at stay back on that one and drive that one. Going to score the run, heading for second is Clark. Safe at home, and Clark with an RBI double. Trades places with Tomlin out at second. Another RBI for Clark on the night. That's his second. Joe Bordelon will stand back in there, and guess what he represents, Chuck?
The
9th man to bat in the inning.
9th man to bat in the inning.
3 consecutive innings the Trojans have hit around, which, again, I tell you, you may say that that sometimes a score does not indicate the way a game went, but I say not on this night. That one misses inside, and you hear the chants of wear it. And now down around the feet, I don't know about that one.
That's tender spots.
Indeed. We are nearing the 2.5-hour mark into this game, and yet to crack the bottom of the 4th. That one is driven out to right field and foul. Correction, left field and foul. I'm backwards as I watch it.
Yes.
I'm not. Let's confuse it. Let's not confuse, folks. Not a dummy. I'm just sitting backwards on here as I look in. So that one, he hits it opposite field, and that will chase the fielders in the outfield back. Still that exaggerated shift on for Bordelon, as Powell is about 10 feet into the outfield grass. Seth Cook, the shortstop, is 2 or 3 feet to the left of the second base bag towards first base.
There you go.
And Johnson, the lone warrior, on the right side of the field. Really expecting this Trojan offense to pull the ball, Chuck, but it's not made a difference. The shift has not really helped them any tonight, as this Trojan team has just hit it all over the field.
They really have, and they've hit it all over, period. I mean, they've just been hitting it where it ain't.
Including back by the batting cage.
Yes.
Which was the old tennis court. For those of you missing that reference, that is a walk to Bordelon. And, again, runners at first and second. Chris Clark on at second, Joe Bordelon at first. Trojans in 3 consecutive innings have batted around 23 runs on the night in 2 games for this Alexandria team. Goodness.
I'm going to say they need to score one more so I can get a shot at the scoreboard.
One more so you can get a shot of the scoreboard. I'm not asking why.
446.
Then absolutely you need to do that. Why wouldn't you do that?
Not everything with me is a joke.
Not everything with you is a joke. That was actually some good stuff. Now, I'm as bad as I hate to say it, I'm cheering for a run. I don't know that that's ever happened, that we've had 446 up on the scoreboard.
That's what I was saying earlier. I don't, want to just cheer for cheering against them, but I mean, just for
that sake, for the sake of the sake. And at this point in it, it's okay. You'd rather do it in a game like this. 2 balls and a strike to Crenshaw, the pitcher who has been masterful tonight. That one ground up the middle, and you're going to have your wish, Chuck. As flying around second base is Chris Clark. He's going to score. Bordelon will be at second, and as soon as things change there, Chuck, you'll have the 446 on it. We're going to have to.
There it is.
I don't know if we can get a screenshot of it. Yeah, see? Or a picture of it anyway. That's worth noting anyway, isn't it?
I would say, especially with my idea.
I don't think that our folks with the homestanding Grace Christian are too happy about where we got that picture from, but nonetheless, we have it. Good thing we got it when we did. Hopping around, coming up, throwing to first, not in time, and we're going to have to change our name if we want to keep it up there. Then that was Bordelon gets to third is where it had to hop around, so the bases are loaded as Crenshaw now got on base there. Clark is at, that's the runner E.J. Scott. So you have base runners all around. And that will retire the side. 14-0, big inning. They pick up 6 runs in the top half of the fourth after scoring. And look, we thought we were going to have a duel going into it. Chuck backing out.
One more time.
4 runs in the second, 4 runs in the third, 6 runs in the fourth for Alexandria, commanding 14-0 lead in this one. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth when we come back.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to live action we go here. Good opportunity to visit with John Barajas there in between innings, and great to see that young man and all of these these Trojan football players that we visited with so much throughout the year and throughout several of the years. To the plate for the Warriors is Cook, and he takes that one for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, getting in here close where I can see it. And it has just been nothing nice on this one on this evening. 2 balls and a strike. Swung through that one, and it looks like Crenshaw getting a little stronger as he goes along. Very impressed with the lefty working. That one lifted out here. Barajas camping under that one. That's his third put out of the evening. Too much arm out of Barajas in left field there. Gets that out. It camps under that one. First out of the inning, Maddox Adderley's the shortstop. Crenshaw continues just to fire away. And again, it's not gonna make a lot of folks happy here in this ballpark, but I like what you did there, Chuck, with the 4-4-6.
Thank you. Well, you can blame it on me if you hear grief from it, and you can just tell them that's good grief.
This is one of those nights you just put behind you. It's going to be a loss, and you chalk it up as you're 1-1 on the season, and you want to get in here and play talent that is going to test you for deep in the season. Ball and a strike as that one misses up high to Adderley's. It's a long season. You are projected to make a deep run into the playoffs, and you're going to face nights like this along the way. Ball and 2 strikes.
And like you said the other night with the Lady Eagles softball game when they played St. Thomas More, it's a loss. Whether you lose by 1 or whatever the score ends up, it's still a 1-0 loss.
Still a loss. That's correct. Now, I'll tell you, what makes baseball the greatest game around is you can't stall, you can't take a knee. You got to give the guy his allotted number of outs.
And runs.
And you always, if you've got an out left, you got an opportunity. A chip in a chair, they call it in the poker world.
Huh.
Just want an opportunity.
No salsa?
But the Warriors are going to not
chip.
those chips.
It's
Full
only chips I
count
know about.
to Adderley's. He has walked on the night and has a stolen base already, so looking to reach base for the second time is Adderley's. Fouls that one straight back. Had a good hack at it.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
Had a real good hack at that one.
He did.
Again, big day in sports around this area tomorrow. Action all day. 4 early games in the men's action, 4 afternoon women's game in Red River Athletic Conference basketball, as that is swung on and missed for out number 2.
We do have a 5th inning coming up, by the way.
7 strikeouts so far, and Powell will stand back in there as that's 4 straight now retired for Crenshaw, who's had a couple of runs of 4 straight retired. Has yet to have a 3-up, 3-down inning, though, through all of this. There's been a base run in the first, base run in the second by the base on balls, and then a hit by pitch in the second. Of course, the lone base hit tonight was Canyons back in the first inning when you said, okay, we held them out in the first, had that double play. Here's an opportunity to get going. And now it's been all Trojans tonight in this one. That one smashed foul, was out in front of that one, had a good cut at it, but was just out in front. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the 4th we play. And this, I think, the next game was scheduled for 7:30. Is that the time that it was scheduled for?
I think so, but we are not that last game.
Nope.
Tomorrow is Friday, last day of the week, but not for us. There's a swing.
And Journey and Toto are playing down in Lafayette at the Cajun Dome tonight, so there's that. Strikeout number 8 for Crenshaw, and that retires aside the first 3-up, 3-down inning for Crenshaw. And we're going to take a break. 14-0 after 4. Back in after this on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Lock On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Back for the 5th inning of this one. And so, Chuck, when you're scoring the book and you hit through an inning, you scratch out the next one, you put it on, you go out there. We are in the 8th inning of my book, only to make it to the 5th. So 3 consecutive innings that the Trojans have hit around in this one, and it has just been a long night for this Grace Christian baseball team.
And I'll tell you this observation earlier, how intelligent you sound on here when you're calling out all the stats and all that. Sounds extremely professional, which is something that we like to bring to the broadcasts, and you do such a fine job of it. And I realize that it's because of that book that you're able to keep those things and just read right off. You know, you got to know what you're doing there, don't get me wrong, but that is such a helpful tool to be able to do that. It makes it such a nice carry over into the broadcast.
You know, you sent that app over to me, the scoreboard app, the scorebook app on there, but there's nothing that beats, you need a box of Cracker Jacks out here and got a soda pop, so we're hanging there, and we'll have a cheeseburger before we get out of here this evening.
That's what I like to hear.
And my goodness, this has been a long, long evening. Still thinking about that shot that KK Eckstein hit over the right field wall that he turned and pulled out of there. Hardest hit ball that we've seen. There'll be a lot of home runs out of here. Not a terribly deep park, but the ball does fly out of here. But you notice the air, once it got to where it was going, it just died. It didn't stop, and it didn't roll. It didn't keep going, but once it hit. But, man, he hit it a long way for the 2-run home run back in the 4th. That one hit back foul by Barron. Barron got his first base hit last inning of the night. He's 1 for 3 on the evening and scored a run. Barron plays left field for the Trojans. Let's start working on putting our graphic back in there of the hometown players. You can flash it up and see who it is and then pull it back off, Chuck. We're going to work on that.
See, it's games like this where, much to my chagrin,
I start thinking.
Just
misses that one.
Good grief, Chuck.
Good grief. That one for Barron is the walk, and he will now have reached base on consecutive at-bats. Crenshaw back up to bat, has lined out, has an RBI double and ground out. So 1 for 3 on the night for Daniel Crenshaw with a run scored and an RBI. And here's our partner Carson again as he makes the shift way over.
Saw his head walking across the bottom of the camera.
Activity for the Trojans in the bullpen. Try to see who that is. Looks like number 7 is getting loose, and that is, well, then that's a new hitter that's up there because that's Crenshaw now that's getting loose on the side, but this is hitting in Crenshaw's spot. So we'll try to zoom in on one of our cameras.
Looks like 6 or 8.
And get a number.
Let's see. Maybe 5. Let's see if he turns a little bit.
If it, Barajas is 5. So if that's 6, that's E.J. Scott, who has been the courtesy runner.
It looked like 5. Kid you not.
Well, we'll take a look at it. Needless to say, it's 2 balls and a strike, as we do know that Crenshaw is getting loose on the side for the Trojans. Swung on and missed there. Wanted that one. Just thinks he missed it. And we could have gotten off track, but I don't believe. That's going to chase the runner down, and there's still a good throw by Davis, but safe. You see the number on that. That is, we may be off a little bit on our scoring, because that was Rachel that had the base hit earlier and not Barron, and that was Barajas that is on base now via the walk. So E.J. Scott is out at second base. I bet we can zoom in and get that number from second, though. Here is Eckstein to bat. We know that. And that is Barajas at first. So, right, Chuck, you were right on that. Barajas drew the walk, and he is back on first base.
There's number 8 on second.
8 is on second, so he would have came in and pinch run as Palmer for Rachel. And Eckstein, who just hit that monster blast his last time up at bat, he is 2 for 3 on the night with a walk. Is Eckstein in the big home run. He's got a single and he's got the home run. Bounces low. Davis able to knock it around.
Just some struggles on the mound tonight for the Warriors.
Trojans with a couple of touchdowns and extra points there. Lead this one 14-0. Can't get away from the football references.
No.
Long night here at the ballpark. That one up and in, misses to Eckstein. 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, the scoring a game via the book is I got to think a lost art. A lot of folks don't do that. You know, the older generation that would go out to the ball games, they'd all have a scorecard with them, and they'd sit in the game in the stands and score it. Full count to Eckstein. That one misses outside, and we'll load him up once again for the Trojans. Tomlin will stand in there. Tomlin is 2 for 2 on the night. He's reached all 4 times, 2 of them by walks. The first and second inning, then had a double and a single. That one in there for the strike.
And I told you earlier that I retrieved a ball that was hit in the previous game by the left fielder, and that was, in fact, Barajas, where it actually hit off the building.
Wow.
Back here. So he crushed one as well. 2 strikes in a row. That's nice.
Nobody out here, top of the 5th. Warriors in danger of getting run ruled if they don't put something together. And I don't remember the last time that happened, and that is a strikeout to Tomlin for the first out of the inning, and Chris Clark will stand in there ready to go to work.
Gotta wonder if the Trojans coach is telling them just stand there and let them throw the pitches So the 4-4-6 stays up there more often.
He may be doing that. Coach Briggs, a big fan of what we do here, and so we appreciate what he's done for us. That's, I mean, you don't see that.
No.
Look, you can take, and this is one of those games, you're not really playing sloppy.
No.
Not walking a lot of batters. I mean, you had a few scattered in there, but it's just been good, hard hitting by the Trojans that have done this tonight. They've hit every pitcher that Coach Brown has walked out there.
Yeah. And it's got to be an ugly feeling in the gut, you know. But you've got to find that character and rebuild out of it.
And he will, and look, they'll go back and watch this one, and they will replay all of this game through there. And there's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Talon Epnat. So doing good work there, and he'll face Joe Bordelon. That angle gives you a good idea how far out we are here behind the right center field fence. Right above the Kinetics sign is where we're at.
Right.
If you're looking through there, the Kinetics sign is right in front of us.
Okay.
That's how I point out to people where you are when I'm up there getting the lineups. I said, yeah, we'll be broadcasting right above the Kinetics sign.
Oh, okay.
Ground ball over to second base. Unable to make the play on that, and it's 4-4-6, no more. Now a run getting on to second base, and that was a pinch hitter is who that was. Looks like
number
10 is Eskew, Ben Eskew, pinch hit for Bordelon, and he is on now at second following that error.
And then over at third is number 14.
So the base is loaded here once again, 2 down.
Bases, you just have second and third.
Oh, that's right, because one of them had to have. Yeah, we're lost in this one now. So there 2 runs came around to score, and it is 16 to. So yeah, 2 runs picked up. 2 runs here in the top of the 5th make it 16-0. 8th man coming to the plate, and you've got to get this out here and not let them go around the order 4 straight innings.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, the 4-4-6-2 now is because we had 2 broadcasts on tonight.
In fact, we did.
How about that?
That one bounces low. Yeah, you just out of no, there's no moral victories whatsoever. You just want to get this one over with and get home and be done with here. Just and the good thing is it's a short turnaround. You got to have a short memory. Come out here and get ready to go tomorrow, and that is a strikeout there. So Ebnat strikes out the side, but gives up 2 in the meanwhile. And after 4.5, correction, it is 16-0. Trojans have a lot of work to do to see the 6th and 7th in this one. We'll be back right after this.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee.
We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Admiral Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
So the night is over for Matthew Crenshaw. He goes 4 innings, does not allow a run, just the 1 hit. Gives away to the right-handed Daniel Crenshaw. So a 2 Crenshaw night for the Trojans. Got a lot of younger players in there now. You'll see some scattered around.
See if I can pan around real quick. Here's your right fielder.
Micah Palmer, the designated hitter. Chuck, we're in the 5th inning, and this is Palmer's second at-bat is all that it is. And there are some Trojans that had 2 at-bats in consecutive innings.
Wow.
I mean, 2 at-bats each in the innings.
Each inning, twice,
so
back to back.
That one is smashed foul. Excuse me. Foul ball there to Palmer. Palmer, Cook, and Courtwright due up for the Warriors bottom of the 5th, and they would have to plate 7 just to keep this alive. Swung through that one. Good velocity on that fastball from Crenshaw. Now 0-2 to Micah. We will be back out here tomorrow evening at 5:15 scheduled start. Boy, that camera looks a little crooked, Chuck. Low and crooked. I don't know if we might have to adjust that one. Crenshaw set to deliver the 0-2 offering. That one is promptly ripped out to center field. Got to bounce around and drop in front of new center fielder Chase Palmer. And that's a base hit. Palmer off to so Micah Palmer hits it to Chase Palmer. How about that?
Wow.
Micah Palmer with the single. He's 1 for 2 on the night. And last night, Palmer was, 2 for 4. Reached on a fielder's choice. So 2 for 4 last night, 3 for 6. The young man batting .500 early on the season. That one lifted out to center field as well in front of Palmer, and he's got a shot at second base, but it deflects off. And back-to-back singles for 8 and 9 for the Warriors. That was Aiden Cook. Good piece of hitting. Cook 1 for 2 on the night. Looking back to last night, he was 2 for 2 with a couple of walks on there as well. So he is 3 for 4 on the season, doing a great work out of the 9 spot.
You're talking about the Palmers. You know, every good body has 2 of them.
Back to the top of the Warrior lineup, and Carson Courtwright, the center fielder, stands in ready to go. Runners at first and second. Again, bottom of the lineup doing some things. That one misses low. They got 7 runs in them this inning to keep things going. Put up a 10 spot here, and we'll battle in the 6th.
Absolutely. That's the Warrior spirit.
Right? I've seen some big comebacks here.
Yes.
At Merrill Blackburn Field.
The burn.
That one from Courtwright driven to third base. Over to first in time. Did he step on third before he made that throw? He certainly did. So that's a fine play over there at third base on that double play. So we just mentioned a rally, and that's a fine play to glove it, step on third, fire across the diamond to get the speedy Courtwright going down, and Luke Johnson now will hit. Again, join us tomorrow as Grace Christian hosts Leesville before a Saturday morning game. That one's over to first base, gloved, and that should wrap things up for tonight. Warriors will come out and that's going to do it. So the Trojans go 2-0 on the night. They win in run rule fashion, 10-0 over Shudrint, and then 16-0 over the Warriors tonight. Trojans have been dominant on this opening night of the Louisiana Prep Classic. Tomorrow is a brand new day. And don't forget the inaugural edition of the Coaches Show. That will be Saturday. Normally it's going to be on Sunday nights, but this one is going to be Saturday afternoon, and it's brought to you by real estate appraisals and consulting by Kimberly Cunningham Harrell, not to be confused with Kelly, mind you. Kimberly Cunningham Harrell, certified real estate appraiser and president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association, serving Greater Central Louisiana area. Boy, it's been a long night. Give her a call at 318-447-1313. Big shout out to Valex Federal Credit Union for being our title sponsor all season long. The folks at Wallace Eye Associates for being our scoreboard sponsor. BU Designs, all of your Spirit apparel needs. Check her out on her Facebook page at BU Designs by Melissa Gann. Of course, BK Distributors. Most of the signs that you see around most of the ballparks, they're all made by BK Distributors. Those signs that you see hanging in the Coliseum tomorrow, you guessed it, BK Distributors. Jason Hawk, Farm Bureau Insurance as well, doing it for us. So big gratitude out to those folks in Giles Hyundai. Check them out at their new location here in the next 12 months or so. They're moving to Pineville, folks. The folks at Giles Hyundai bought a piece of property, and they're moving to Pineville. So excited about that. That's going on. That's going to wrap it up for tonight from Grace Christian. Rough night for the Warriors, but just counts as a loss. They dropped to 1-1. Ash improves to 2-1. What happens tomorrow? Tune in. You'll find out. We'll see you then. For Chuck Perkins, I'm Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.